So things are looking better around here now as we take a live look from the Mission Ridge camera and turn to meteorologist Cedric Haynes here in the studio. Some heavy rain last night for some, Cedric, but for most of us, that rain has cleared out.
That's right, Latrice. Most of the widespread rain is moving on out of the area, but we are watching for a couple of isolated downpours to pop up as we go throughout the next few hours. Let's review some of those rainfall totals from last night. This is radar estimated rainfall, and you can see about a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall on average across most of the Tennessee Valley. But as you made your way off towards the western half of the area, we saw average totals anywhere between more like 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rainfall. So again, another good soaking rain event out there. We had some rumbles of thunder and some lightning, but again, no severe weather as expected, most of that staying to our south. As we look outside right now, yeah, it's looking pretty nice out there. A mixture of blue skies, but yes, we still have some of these puffy clouds that are trying to blow up out there across the area. And not only that, as we look at the radar, you can see in the past 20 minutes or so, a couple of downpours trying to develop, and we'll have to contend with this over the next hour or two, especially across the eastern half of the area. So you can see here east of Dalton, as you head over towards Chatsworth, seeing a quick downpour moving through also just to the south of Cleveland, and that continues to drift off to the north and east. Another one about to make its way in towards the Dayton area here within the next few moments. But again, these are very tiny, as most of the action is now pushed well off to the east in the Carolinas ahead of this cold front that's moving on through. We're on the backside, so eventually this southwesterly wind is going to continue to help to dry out the atmosphere, but it's going to take maybe another hour or two in some spots. But that windy weather will be around with us as we go throughout the afternoon, but it will also help to boost our temperatures up as well. You can see that right now. Look at these numbers: 73 in Cleveland and Dalton, 75 degrees in Athens, 72 degrees in Dayton, still holding into the 60s across the far west. So some cool air trying to sneak in, but not before we see these temperatures climbing into the low to mid 70s area wide. So the rest of this afternoon, windy and warm conditions. Again, a tiny shower or two could be possible as it moves through your area over the next couple of hours. But for the most part, I think we're mainly done with the widespread rainfall. Just looking at windy and warm conditions into the afternoon and staying fairly mild heading into the evening hours as well. But eventually we'll start to see some of that cooler air trying to build in from the north and west. But high temperatures today, how about the mid 70s? 74 in Dayton, 74 Cleveland, 75 in Chattanooga and Dalton, and about 71 degrees today in Fort Payne. But again, watch out for some of those gusty west southwesterly winds. Hey, let me show you this viewer photo we got in. This is from Linda Day over at Gibbs Garden. You can see again we've got the daffodils, we've got the blood roots showing up out there. Just a beautiful scene as the garden is really coming to life now. A little closer inspection of some of those daffodils showing up out there across the area. A very spring-like scene showing up across the region here. And, you know, that made me start to think, what about those frost and freeze dates, right? Is it okay to plant? Well, our average last freeze is actually today, March the 24th. Our average last frost is not until April the 4th. So we are going to be watching as we get towards later this weekend, potentially for some frost and freeze conditions locally. Let me show you why. Futurecast temperatures, very warm for us this afternoon. Notice as we get towards your Thursday, high temperatures only in the lower 60s. So yeah, it's going to be about 10 degrees cooler by Thursday. How about highs struggling to get out of the 50s by the time we get towards your Friday? And look at this, as we go into your Saturday, still highs struggling to get out of the 50s. And when we clear the skies out Saturday night into Sunday morning, low to mid 30s are going to be likely across the Tennessee Valley. So some patchy frost will be possible, so just keep that in mind. Here's your Storm Alert 7-day forecast. A spotty shower or two this afternoon, warm and windy, and then watching out for cooler weather and maybe a frost and freeze by Sunday morning, Latrice.
Thank you, Cedric.